What up, players? Welcome to your 23rd tutorial. Hopefully we'll be able to finish our wallpaper app today. Again, thanks for subscribing and checking out the forum and give me those comments, thumbs up, loving all that. Still, it makes my day pretty much. So we're going to open up that tutorial 3. Well, actually, I'm just going to show you what the end result is. I'm just going to pick one of these wallpapers that we have set up here, and I'll just pick this baking one, and I'm going to hit set wallpaper, and then once we go to our home page or actual phone, it's going to be set up as our wallpaper. And yeah, but anyways, that's what it's going to do. It's basically a real simple way to set it up. You know, you can get technical and it'll be a lot better, but we're just going to set up the easy way. What we're going to need first is an int, and again, this is in our tutorial 3. So we're going to make a new int, and this will come, you'll understand why we need this later, but we're just going to call it toPhone. Basically, we're going to have to create a bitmap, and we're going to convert integer, which would be like a resource, into a bitmap. So we need that int to kind of show, it'll make sense later. Anyways, we also want to set up our button that we have. So let's do that real quick. We're going to say set wall. Again, import. This is again review for you guys, and we're going to say find view by ID, and it was a button set wallpaper. Okay, and then we also want to use this on click listener. So we're just going to copy this, and we're going to set up our new button to also listen to that listener, pretty much, or that click listener. Whatever. It's like 4 in the morning. I'm tired. I'm sorry. But now that will be passed into, again, this switch case method, or whatever, switch case, and we need to set up our case as r.id. Our brain is not functioning right now. Button set wall. And what do we want this button ID set wall to do? Well, this is where it gets a little tricky. Like I said, to set the wallpaper on the phone, it needs a bitmap. We don't have bitmaps. We just remember these are integers, right? Or an int. So we need to convert that int into a bitmap. So first, we're going to set up a bitmap variable, and we're just going to call it whatever. We're just going to call it, yeah, actually, whatever. That works. Whatever. And we got to import the bitmap, and basically now to do the conversion from an integer to a bitmap, we need to use the bitmap factory. This will be able to convert a lot of different resources like streams and all that other good stuff. Actually, we are converting a stream, but you don't really need to know that. And then what we need to do is decode stream, because like I said, we're decoding or we're doing a stream pretty much. And we also have to get the resources from that integer that we want. So we're going to use a method called getResources. We also got to import this bitmap factory. And we're also going to say, what was it? Open, yeah, it's right here for me. That's good. So it's called open raw resource, and as you see, this takes an integer. So that's why we created that new variable called toPhone. And now what we need to do is we need to set up our bitmap to do something. So we're going to use a try, because you know it doesn't always work, and we need like it to catch exceptions. So we need to do a try, and it's called getApplication. And I'm sorry I'm not explaining a lot of this. I apologize, but it would take forever for me to explain each one of these. And they kind of explain what they do themselves. And if you hover over them, there gives a little description of what they do. But I'm just kind of showing you how to set the wallpaper up. And we're actually going to say get application context, and then we're going to say set wallpaper, because that's the command we need to set the wallpaper of our actual, wallpaper of the phone. And this is going to take this bitmap that we set up, because like I said earlier, we need a bitmap. It shows us right here, and that's why we had to convert our integer into a bitmap. So whatever. And then we also need to get our catch statement, and that's probably what this error is right here. Well, it says finally, but we're going to use a catch because that's basically what we want. And it's going to take exception E. That's the variable we set up for a catch. We also have to import this. Must have spelled it wrong. Yeah, I forgot an E. Okay, so it's IO exception and it's E. So we're setting up that exception. And we're just going to say E print stack trace. Again, this is just something if our program's not running the way it's supposed to, it's going to catch those exceptions and basically set it to null, so it won't actually do anything. But there we go. That's pretty much all we need. But right now this integer is not doing anything because we didn't assign it to anything. So now we need to assign it to the integer that we want it to be. So basically, if you remember, right when we had our program set up, we had our display set as that first picture. Trying to find it up here. Well, I'm not, in the XML we set it as our first picture, but we also want to set up our new integer to phone to equal just r.id. Oops, not ID, I'm sorry, drawable dot, and my first one was abstract. So that's what it's going to set up. So that's what the integer is going to reference as of right now. Basically, now throughout this whole thing, every time we select our image view in that switch case, we also want to change this variable. So right now it's going to be the same, but down here we want to change it to back apple or whatever you labeled this this drawable right here. And we also got to change this to bacon. I'm sorry guys, I'm so tired right now. But if you have any questions or concerns, either hit me up on the forum or just leave a comment, because I'll try to respond to either of them if you need some more explanation of this, because I can tell myself that this is a pretty crappy lesson. But you guys are going to have to deal with it for now. So basically now we have everything set up and everything should be working. Should be fine. But the only other problem is we can't have the full access to the phone and setting the backgrounds we want, because we could create any application and set our Corn Boys production background on their phone for them and they just get pissed. So we're gonna have to ask for permission, and this is the first time we're using this. I kind of mentioned it earlier, but that'll be in the Android XML. If you have to resource like the internet, or you want to set, for example, set the wallpaper, we're gonna have to ask for a permission. So just scroll all the way down to the bottom, and I have some extra stuff that you guys won't have because I was thinking about putting this on the marketplace and I had AdSense, whatever, or AdMob. And this is where you're going to put your permission. Right above, wow, I can't speak worth anything right now. Right above the closing argument of the manifest. So right above that, we're going to say uses permission and Android name equals, and this is how we set up all of our permissions, except obviously it's going to be a little bit different for each function that you want a permission for. And this one is android.permission.set wallpaper. And then we just have to close it off. And I believe we should be good to go. I'm just going to check it out because I wouldn't doubt it if I messed up somehow. Because it said 4 in the morning. But yeah, hopefully this should work. Thanks again for subscribing and watching and all that positive comments and stuff. I hope this tutorial made at least some sense and you kind of picked up on it a little bit. I know that bitmap thing was probably a little bit confusing, but you'll get it. You'll get it. I believe in you. I know you will. So I'm just going to hit tutorial 1. I had it set up as the pig background, so I'm just going to try something else to make sure it works. I heart cheese. And I set it and just go back to the home page. There it is. Bam! Alright. Thanks again for watching, guys. Hope you have a great rest of your day, night, whatever it is, brunch, lunch, dinner. Thanks again for watching. See you guys later.